Hello, welcome to class. Today's just going to be a pretty fun flow. I'm not really planning anything specific. Let's just kind of breathe and move and feel it out. So we're going to get started and just taking a simple child's pose. Try to maximize on your breathing. In a fold, you can find more space along your backside body. Add in a little bit of movement if it feels good. Rolling the forehead right and left. And just kind of mushing into that space between the eyes. Let's take a big breath in and a big breath out. Nice. Reach your arms long in front of you. Tend to the fingers. Stretch from fingers to hips. And let's gently come up to a tabletop position and start to move into your cat-cows. Let's inhale, looking up. And then exhale, round in. Go again, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, stretch chest from the low belly. Exhale, round everything in. And then one more time. Inhale, and exhale. Good. Take a moment just to get onto the hands. Leaning your weight forward slightly. Try to press some pressure into the fingertips themselves. And just notice what that wrist crease feels like with the shoulders moving past it. Don't push too far. We're just testing the limits. Low belly is lifted and length through the feet. Good. Recenter. We're going to bring the feet and knees together. You're going to take your right leg back, slowly lift it up. Try not to excessively lift it. We're just trying to find length out of the low back. Take a big breath in. Exhale, bring your knee to the right shoulder and lift the front up. You can tuck your chin to your chest and then step the foot on the outside of your hand on the right. From there, lean forward into the heel and lengthen the chest. From here, we're going to do some cat-cows with our lunge. You're going to tuck the back toes under. Lift the knees softly, look up on an inhale, and then exhale, round by kicking the front leg straight and try to keep your hands down. Inhale, extend and lift. And exhale, lift the front. You don't have to straighten the front leg all the way. Keep going. On your own breathing, inhale. And exhale. And leaning back into your lunge, you're going to look forward, breathe in. Exhale, step to a wide-legged forward fold. And I would generously bend the knees and just give yourself a moment to be there. You might find a significant difference between your right leg and your left leg right now. Test the weight forward and back with the toes. See if you can find the center of the foot. Shake the head out. Nice. Relax your arms. And then just slowly roll up to standing. Ground to your feet. Lift your chin from your chest. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. And let's take up space. Reach the arms out and up. And then exhale, fold down. You can softly bend the knees on the way. We're going to do that a few more times. We're going to take a half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, wide space. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Do it again. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand all the way up. And exhale, fold it down. Nice. Take a half lift. And exhale, hang. I'm going to step both legs back. Pause and plank. You can do this with feet separate or feet together, but ideally there's no drooping in the hips, and we aren't lifting up into like a half down dog shape. Try to be as level as you can. You can bring the knees down if that makes it more sustainable. Let's take a breath in. You're going to pull forward like we did earlier into the wrist crease. Exhale all the way down gently to the floor. Point through your feet. Push the center of your pelvis down. Take the hands behind your back, all 10 fingers, and lift the chest. This should feel pretty good for the shoulders. If you are feeling like you cannot get your shoulder blades to touch, keep squeezing those muscles back there. If you're pinching the shoulder blades already, try to relax it a little bit. Lift the arms higher and then breathe in. Good. Exhale, lower down. Hands underneath your shoulders. Press up. Let's work into tabletop position again. Take that left leg long and back. Remember, it's less about getting it up there and more about lengthening it. Think of your left leg like the tail. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bend the knee to the left shoulder. Tuck your chin in, hold it. Step the foot there. Now lean into that heel. You can just kind of swivel a little bit more forward. Hands are under the shoulders. Tuck the back toes under. Lift the knee. Inhale, looking up. And then exhale, round and push. And keep going. Inhale to sink. Exhale, lift. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale, looking up. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Now inhale, sinking down. And exhale, step forward, fold wide. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, hang. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold down. Halfway lift. Exhale, find plank. Okay, we're going to work more into our traditional chaturanga. So we're going to come forward. Try lowering halfway with or without the knees. Push up into your up dog back bend. This is our first one, so you might want to take a moment with it. Push through the full hand. Lift out of the low back. And then we're going to move into down dog. Yeah, walk it out. Letting the knees bend. Try to lift the toes up. Let your chin pull away from the throat to look at the hands. Make sure they're firmly pressed. No cupping, or go a little wider if you need to between the palms. Drop the head. Chicken, no, no, no. Energize the legs. Good. Lift your right leg up. Heel to butt cheek. Bring your knee towards your belly. Shoulders over the wrists. And then let's restart it. Lift the leg back up. Heel to butt cheek. Thigh to chest. Shoulders over wrists. Do it again. Lengthen the leg up. Heel to butt cheek. Thigh to chest. Pull forward. Swing it to the right. Step it on the outside of the hand again. Looking up on the inhale, we're going to drop the knee on the exhale. Take your right hand to your right knee, untuck those back toes, and gently twist. You can use your right arm to help you pull the knee in a little bit, more in line with the heel. Your right hand, if you can keep it more directly in line with that shoulders with hip width space. Try that. For a little bit more, try bending the back knee, swimming the arm around, grab the back foot. Release that down, lift off the back knee, draw the heel to the floor behind you. Let's take a warrior two. Okay, so this back hip, you can definitely let it roll more towards the front knee, especially if you start to see your knee falling forward. Try to draw that hip back in space. So the front hip has to draw back, the back hip has to draw forward, and then let your ribs open from there. Take a big expansive breath in. On your exhale, reach forward, flip the palm, and you're gonna go up and back. Just giving yourself a nice side body stretch through that right side. You can take the hand behind the back and grab the leg. If you want to, you can even take this top arm and bend it so elbow goes behind, and eventually you can get the grip of two hands, holding with that chest opening. Take a full breath in. On your exhale, take your right hand down to the ground all the way. Notice the alignment of my hand and the heel and the heel and the hand. Pull the chest open, but allow the hips to square a little bit more towards the floor. Try to lift your toes up. Take a big breath. On your exhale, lift the back heel, work the hand over, and step to a forward fold. Go a little wider. Move it around a little bit. Let the head go. Take a half lift breath. Exhale, hang. Place your right hand right where it was in your warrior two side angle lunge. We're going to open up to a twist to the left. Now I'm super gluing my right shoulder and my knee together, and I'm giving myself space to play with the hips. You might not have that kind of maneuverability right now. Just try to bend the knees enough to where you can get snuggled in between the legs. Take a glance up. On your exhale, try bending the arm behind the back like we did in that reverse warrior. See if you can get more leverage and space without forcing. If you want a full bind, go underneath and around, in which case you'd eventually hold the hands together. We're not going to stand yet, but we will have an opportunity to play with this later. Try to lift the hips, spin the chest. Last breath, toes up. Fold on out of it, shake it loose. Take a half lift. Exhale, sit into a chair and lift your arms up. We're going to do our figure four. Shift your weight to the left leg. Cross your right leg over. Hands to the heart. And in this one, we're just going to work on the stretch. So try to keep the hips level. It's hard to tell without a mirror, but feel it out. Lengthen the chest. Try not to round it in the top. And if you want to fold or take any variations on top of this, you could twist it, you could do an arm balance, you could baby cradle the leg, which I'll show you. All 10 fingers interlaced over the top leg, and then you stand up with the leg in your chest. Kick the foot into the arm, pull the arm back. Last breath. That's good. Let's release it. Shake it loose. Take a half lift. Exhale, soften down. Hands to plank pose. Pull forward. Exhale. Chaturanga. Pull into your up dog or your cobra. And then back to down dog on your exhale. Take a moment. All right, let's do the other side. So we're going to take that left leg up, one piece at a time. Heel to butt cheek, squeeze hamstring, fold at the thigh, pull forward, knee to nose. Swing it back. And heel to butt cheek, fold at the hip, really control it, no rushing. Shoulders over wrists. Last one. Heel squeeze, belly, low belly, lifted. Shoulders forward, swing it to the left, step there. Good, sink that back knee, untuck the toes, hand to knee, spin open. Full deep breaths as much as you can. Might just keep bringing them back as you start to hold things. The movement transitions can sometimes be easier for that. just because we're purposefully indicating that with the breath and the movement combined. We're going to take a big swim of the arm. See if bending the knee is accessible. This could also be something that you do with strap, but it's also not worth it if it's impinging on your knee. You could also lift to a block a little higher on the bottom arm. Okay, we're going to drop that leg down. Drop the heel down. Notice how I'm allowing the hips to draw back in the front. And then lift up to warrior two. Take up space. You can always try to lift the front foot up to the heel to see if you can really find the underside of the leg. Pull the shoulder open behind you. Reach forward, flip the grip, reverse it. All right, you can stay here. Try not to put pressure on this back leg. Hand to hip. Maybe hand to thigh. That gives you a little bit more leverage. You can again try to find that wrap. Full cow face arm, but try not to let your butt stick out. Scoop in, pull the shoulders open. Feel the body, and especially feel it in those places that start to inspire you. Keep the breath going. Take your left hand down to the ground, side angle. Find the contact point between the shoulder and the knee. Heel of foot to heel of hand. Pull the low belly in. Let this top hip roll down so the chest can roll open. You can do the arm up, arm over. You can even take this half bind again, or full bind. Totally up to you. Try to use the hand though. So find a spot and pull the chest. Full breathing. Expressive breathing. Fold it down, lift the back foot, step forward, and then loosen it up a little bit. Okay, take a nice generous bend at the both knees. Take the left hand down, shoulder on the inside of the knee. Try not to go wide, try not to cup the foot, and then right arm up. Take the arm behind the back if you're trying to bind. You can take the full bind by flipping the grip. And again, you can put something between the hands if you want to find space there, like a shirt. It doesn't have to be a fancy yoga prop. Just whatever you have. Lying around. We're not going to lift yet unless you're just feeling really ambitious. Make the chest spiral around. Release. Hang heavy. Take a half lift. Sink into the legs a little bit. You can do arms up just to transition the weight onto the right leg for that figure four, hands to heart. And then fold in. I'm going to stay at the top of this one. I'm a little sore in this left hip, but if you want to do any variations on this, again, you can fold it down. You can baby cradle again, standing all the way up. You can twist it to the foot, elbow or hand. Sometimes just this is enough though. If you have something next to you and balance is an issue, use the wall. Use what you got. I've got this nice chair here. I can hold on to it, which kind of helps me maneuver and explore it a little bit more. Another breath or so. Nice, let's release it. Shake it loose. Take a half lift. Exhale. Step it back. Plank. Chaturanga Vinyasa, or you can always go right back to your down dog. All right, no need to push through it. All right, so we're gonna play with this a little bit and flow it. Take your time. I'm gonna try to do it one breath per gesture, but if you need to slow, stop, pause the video, do your thing. Take a big breath in, and then a big breath out. Okay, right leg up, inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Swing it to the right, step it through, or on the outside. Take an inhale, twist open to the right. On your exhale, keep your hand on the knee and just burst open to warrior two. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, go up and back. On your next breath in, come up, exhale, fold to side angle. Take a big breath in, expand it. On your exhale, we're going to keep the arms open, step to your forward fold. Bind, take your hand behind the back, take your other arm underneath, see if you can get the hands. Hold it for a few breaths. Now we're going to try to lift it as an option. You can stay here, you can go back to here, you can even release completely. If you are trying to stand into your bird of paradise, you're going to shift your weight to the left foot and then slowly lift, continuing to squeeze the connection points you have. Maybe lifting that right leg straight. If you want to stand in balance but the grip isn't there, you can hold on to the knee. I'm going to flip for you. From the outside or even the underside with this hand behind the back. Balance is going to be the tricky part for breathing, right? Try not to push against it, right? If you can't breathe at all, do less. Take a break. Open the chest. And then let's release this side. We're going to add on. You're going to take a half lift. Exhale, hang heavy. Standing split, left leg up. I'm keeping a very nice bend in my standing leg to try to keep that outer right hip lifted and extended out of the back. Try to let the whole chest stay open, although if you really want to soften things, you could drip. Take an inhale. On your exhale, heel to butt cheek, knee to nose. Scrouch down nice and tight. Let's do it again. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose. Shoot the leg back. Keep the heel up this time. We're going to take it up to high lunge. Whew. Hands to the heart. Twist. This is a great time to access a little bit more folding if you want. You can take this top hand to the thigh. Pull your chest across it. Try to take your armpit to the knee. Maybe your hand to the floor. Opposite positioning of your side angle, or other side of the leg, arm open. Try to get this crunch to lengthen from there, or you can take the hand behind the back, flip this palm, wiggle it through, and eventually you fully bind. I'm creating a very strong connection between my right knee and my left shoulder. I'm trying not to topple. Last breath. Release. Let's take it to a three-legged dog. Right leg up, move it around. This would be a great time to flip your dog. Just taking the foot behind you, putting it down, putting weight into the heels, knees in line with toes, and then you lift up the chest. If this is too much, keep the butt down and just lift the chest up. You could also take it all the way to wheel. Eventually you're going to return to your three-legged dog with an option, if you want to follow me along, for a three-legged chaturanga. So you pull forward, 3 legs on the floor, lower down, up dog with 4 legs, inhale, and then exhale, down dog. Take a moment. Big breath in, and a big breath out. Okay, let's do the other side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, knee to the outside. Take a big breath in, left hand to the knee, open up. On your exhale, bring the heel down, burst open, warrior 2. Inhale, pull forward. Exhale to lengthen all the way back. Inhale back up to warrior 2. Exhale to your side angle. Take a full breath in. Exhale to step forward fold. Take that bind. Take all of your options from the other side. Maybe fully. Try not to let the legs loosen. Hug into a center line. Lifting the heel up. Again, you might find balance toe tapping. You might straighten that left leg. You might lift through the chest. You might unwind it
And just grab underneath the knee, lifting from there, or hand behind the back to the hip. Choose your options. Squeeze the underside of that standing leg to lift the chest. Heel down, chest up. Slowly release.
Shake it loose. We're going to add on again. Take your half lift. Keep the spine out. You can either release it or keep it when you lift the right leg up. Again, I'm bending this knee to maintain a nice long spine from the fold of the hip. Try not to swing so much weight into your toes, you have to grip. Lean back a little bit. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round knee, nose. Tight ball. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Last one, we're going to shoot it back. Exhale. Bottom of the breath, shoot back. Put it down. High lunge. Lifting through the chest. Hands to the heart. Lift, fold, elbow. Or hand. I didn't say that on the other side, but you could do less of a fold and just twist the chest. If you're doing elbow, try not to sink down into the arm. Push the palms as much as you're pushing the knee into the arm. You can also drop the back knee. If you're binding, try to use your bottom arm to help yourself get around a little bit more. Uncrinkle that left side. Strong legs. Arm up, arm behind. Bottom arm underneath. And then you have your connection points. Maybe back knee down, even with the bind. Last breath. Hands down, left leg up, shake it out. Maybe flipping the dog. Try to keep knees and toes in line. Hips up. If you're taking it to a full wheel, you would keep reaching until you get this hand to the ground and you flip that other palm with it. Come all the way out. Shake that leg up. And again, you can stay in down dog, land there, or 3-legged plank. Chaturanga. Up dog. Let's put the legs back down. And then down dog. Let's keep going. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale, up to your reverse warrior. Take that left hand behind the back. On this breath, you're going to straighten your front leg. Reach, 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 and then sink back down into your lunge. Do that again. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. And again, inhale, reach. And exhale, bend. Last one. Inhale, stay lifted. Exhale, take the arms, swim them open. Reach forward, reach forward, reach forward. Take your right hand to your shin, to a block, or to the floor. Now, just like we talked about with side angle, look at how similar this is, right? We don't want to just start to jam the hips open. Pull your right hip back. Use the support you have. Work your front leg straight, whatever height you need to be at to keep your spine as long out from your hips as you can. That may mean you have to micro bend that front knee too. Take a look up at your left hand if you can, or you keep it behind the back and just look towards the ceiling. Last breath. Come all the way up. Rotate the toes towards the front. We're going to take the arms out, bend to the hips, and you're going to fold down. You can bend the knees along the way. Drape. Try to keep your hands on your hips so you can feel where your movement's coming from. Toes up. You can pigeon toe out a little bit, but don't go too crazy with that, especially those of you that have a little bit more mobility in your hamstrings. Let the head go, shift your weight. Take the hands behind the back. Pull over, and again, you could open this up with something like a strap or whatever you need. Bring your arms down. We're gonna take right arm, cross it underneath the left. Try to reach for the wrist, grabbing around. If you can't quite get there, you can also hug. You're gonna pull your elbows out and start to draw yourself into a seat. Toes and knees in as much of a line as you can make it. You can even shorten this distance. Lengthen your chest. Toes up. Take your arms out like fists. Push the heels down. Elbows to the knees. You can turn the toes out a little bit and let yourself splay open. This might feel really nice. This could feel really intense. Good. Slowly start to lift up. You're going to come all the way back around to the front of your mat. Option for three-legged dog. Option for right into plank. Go ahead and flow through something that feels good to you. All right, left side, left leg up. Knee to nose, exhale. Step it through. Back heel down, inhale up to warrior two. Exhale, reach up and over. Hand behind the back. Inhale, straighten that front leg out. Exhale, sink into the lunge. Knees track with toes. Do it again. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Two more. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Hold it. Exhale, swing the arms around. Allow this front hip to slide back. Pull forward, a little bend in the front knee if you need to. Take hand to shin, block, floor. Wherever you can find the most length, you can't really see it too much right now, from this hip crease to this armpit. No side body swirl, lengthen out. And that might mean your fold can't be as deep. And that's totally fine. You can take the hand behind the back, which can encourage those of you that like to splay the butt back, to scoop, and pull the chest in. Slide this front hip back, roll the chest hip open. Quads up. Take that arm up, come all the way back up. Flip the toes. I'm gonna flip back towards you guys again. We're gonna take the arms up this time and keep them up, fold. Pause halfway, soften the knees, scoop the belly. Toes up. You can use your distracting fingers to move, to stay here a little bit longer. Arms out long, over the head by the ears. Reach, reach, reach. Pretend you have a block to squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2. Fold on one, now let it go. Hands behind the back. Fold a little bit more. Good, release the arms. We're going to do our eagle again. So remember this side, left arm, cross, maybe grab at the wrist, maybe push, maybe stack. Bend the knees, lengthen out. Squeeze the arms to the center, keep the knees and the toes in line. You can push the knees out a little bit. Last really strong sequence in holding before we stretch it out. Arms out. Full breathing. Release. Whew. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and flip myself again. So I'm back at the front of the mat. Make sure that you just get your left leg up and back this time. Shake it loose. Maybe pulling to a chaturanga vinyasa. Or just moving to down dog. Or the knees. we're going to start with the right leg up. Bring your knee to the center. Swing your knee to the wrist, shoulder, elbow, toes down. First, just see how that feels. You might already be feeling a significant amount, in which case you can take a pillow, put it right underneath the butt. Start to pull yourself back a little bit, untucking those toes. Generally, the angle is going to be a little bit more shoulders width distance in this. You sometimes go wider, but if you go too wide, you're going to find yourself just falling forward and kind of sticking the butt out. We want to feel like we're still lifted in the front. This back leg, try doing it right behind the hip. Sometimes you'll find that it gets a little bit more centered, which isn't necessarily wrong, but it's going to make it way more narrow than you might be ready for. Then, whatever your needs are, figure that out. I also will show some modifications for those of you that have knee issues right now. You're going to lift your chest up and then fold. The angle of your front leg does not have to be 90 degrees. It could be if you're not experiencing much of a stretch. That will increase the intensity. For those of you that are experiencing like, no way, Jose, this is happening, you can come to your seat, bend the knees, take your right leg and cross it over your left, a lot like our figure 4 position in standing, and then use your arms to prop you up. You can also go against a wall, pretend there's a wall right next to me. So butt up against the wall, legs up. You take your right leg over and you start to bend your foot so that the wall pushes the legs towards you versus you having to do anything. This can make it a little bit more restorative. You could also do it without the wall like I'm doing right now and just hold. But again, this brings a little bit more effort into it. And you just focus on your breath. This part might bring in a lot of thought processes, you know, like you've been distracted by cues and movement and sensation. The sensation here might be just as dramatic, but coming from a different place. See if you can just hone in, find something that helps you flex your mental muscle a bit, staying with it. Take one more big breath. And then let's slowly transition out. Wherever you are, you have the option of lifting, stretching, doing something in between, doing a chaturanga vinyasa if you want, going to down dog, or just simply going to the other side. Some of you might even be able to do one side and not the other, so you might have to modify differently this time. Just again, once you get to down dog, you're going to pull that left leg up, knee to the center, start with the knee behind the wrist. You may be a little bit more on top of your shin initially. Bring the foot as far forward as you feel like you can manage with your knee. You're not leaning to the right, you're not leaning to the left. Your back leg also feels safe, push it back. There's a nice long line coming from that side. Notice if you can lift the front a little bit, and then maybe fold down. Again, options for modifications on the back. Knee across the ankle, sitting on the butt to a wall. Just focus on your breathing or on a point that which you decided, right? Something that you really want to stick with and commit to. Take one more breath on this side. And your exhale, slowly start to exit. Do things that feel good to you. This will be your last chance. If you want to do another chaturanga vinyasa, to go for it. I'm going to skip it. When you are done, let's go ahead and meet on your seat. And take a moment. You can also pause the video too if you need more time. When you are ready though, go ahead and come to a spot just on your butt, somewhere on your mat. I'm going to lengthen the legs out long. We've done a lot of hamstring stuff, so we're going to do a little bit more bending open. You're going to take your left knee in. We'll start on the left side. You can fold it so that the foot is on the inner thigh. You can put it on top with the figure 4. If you want a little bit more, as long as your knees feel okay, you'll lift that foot up, pull it in towards your hip crease, right? So think arch of foot matches arch of hip crease, and then allow the knee to drop down. For this one, if you're going this far, I'm going to take my same arm as leg, hand behind the back. I'm going to engage through this front line of the leg. My knee is not in pain even though it might be high up, but I am going to squeeze to a center line, and I'm feeling a lot of movement in my hip crease. And then I'm going to try to fold. Lengthening the ribs to the knee, to the toes. Good, switch sides. Lengthen that leg out. Again, just to the inner thigh, maybe to a figure 4 and leaning forward, or pointing to the toes. Trying to get that foot to match the hip crease. I tend to turn out, so I have to kind of think about that a little bit more. Butt cheeks out of the way. Same arm as leg behind the back. Reach for the big toe. Quad engaging while this is pushing into it is quite intense. Pull forward. Come on out. Shake that loose. Now, if you want to do anything inverted, you can simply put your hips against the wall, legs up. You could use a chair like the one I have in front of me to put the legs up on. You could do headstand. I would suggest pausing the video for a little bit to do those things and then coming back. We're going to do just simply Shavasana next, right? And I'm not even going to bring you out of it. This is a good time to simply meditate, right? Bring yourself to stillness, allow yourself to be there, and you might decide to set a timer so that you don't fall asleep. And even if you do fall asleep, maybe you needed it. So go ahead and start to lengthen out the body. Maybe you take Shavasana with the legs up somehow. If you're taking it on your back, just flop the toes out. Try to get rid of all of the tension along the lines of the body. Arms by the sides, shoulders behind the back. Can squeeze a bit. Let the head go, no, no, no. And then you're in it. We'll take just another breath together. Exhale everything out. Inhale, fill up through the nose. Full belly. And then exhale. Namaste.